doesn't have a lot in life and having to travel around to make do and make ends would think the perfect world would be. Is there a mountain anywhere that's made of candy? What do you think, Candy?
No.
No, of course not. He's talking about living in a land where there's a lake that's made of stew, because you know what? Finding your next meal during the Great Depression was tough and hard for people. Instead of working all day, he could lay in a hammock and rest. That wasn't stuff that could happen. People had to work. It was tough. An ideal situation would be sleeping in a hammock all day. They showed a jail made out of tin that he could just walk right in and then walk right back out. Is that something that would happen?
No.
No, absolutely, you're correct. People had to live off the land. Sometimes people had to make choices that weren't the best. If they got caught, they go to jail. If he made a bad choice in this perfect land of the Big Rock Candy Mountain, he could go in one door, walk right back out the other, and go ahead and live the ideal life. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to give you a worksheet, and we're going to use the internet, and we're going to use the lyrics that we were given to the song to answer the questions. So I'm going to go ahead and hand you that. Here's your worksheet right there. Now, as anytime we get anything, the first thing we're going to do, like we always should do, is put our name on it and make sure we have the date, and we will read the directions. Now, anytime you get an assessment, what I suggest that you guys should do is go ahead and read through each question so you have an idea of what you need to answer later. So I would like you to follow along as I read it aloud, the questions on the assessment. It's only 10 questions. You're going to have access to the internet. You're going to have access to the lyrics to find all the answers to these questions. All right, so question number 1, let's see. Who wrote the song The Big Rock Candy Mountain? So number two, right there you can see. What year did this artist first record The Big Rock Candy Mountain? Okay, you want to know what year that was first recorded. Number 3, this song is thought of what itinerant group's idea of paradise? Well, we've kind of mentioned a couple times. We've seen the name of this group of people on the first video. All right, so you can look that up. What year did this song peak at number 1 on the Billboard magazine country charts? This is all stuff that we can look up on the internet and find. Name 2 locations in the United States that claim to be home to the Big Rock Candy Mountain. There's a few that I was able to find. Maybe you can find 2 yourself, and possibly any others that maybe I wasn't able to. Using the lyrics, number 6, using the lyrics, I'd like you to name 3 things in the song that would be beneficial to the people that this song is about. I kind of mentioned a couple when we were talking about what we saw in the video. See if you can find 3 other ones. Number 7, what is a railroad bull? What is a railroad bull? They kind of showed that in a little video when they showed the cop with the wooden legs and then a railroad bull behind them. I'd like you to find out what that term means. Number 8, what year did the singer-songwriter claim to have originally wrote this song? Now, it's a difference between question 1 and 8. Number 1 is who wrote the song, and then number 2 is what year did this artist first record the song? Now, record. Now, number 8 is asking, when did he write the song? Number 9, who recorded a sanitized version of this song in 1949? Now, if you're not sure what the word sanitized mean, raise your hand and let me know. Candy, you're not so sure what sanitized means?
No, please tell me.
Sanitized would mean clean, a clean version of this song. Maybe taking out some things that would be considered a little too inappropriate, all right, for certain age groups. So a sanitized means clean. And the last question. Now this is more of an opinion. I want you to write for me at least 2 sentences telling me what did you think of this song. And it's your opinion. You can write down whether you liked it or not, whether you think it's too out there, whether you think that this would be a great situation for the people that this song is written for. That's what you're going to write right there. So you're going to have some time. I'm going to give you guys about 15 minutes to go ahead and go to the computers. You're going to go ahead and answer your questions, and then we'll meet back together after 15 minutes and go over our answers together. All right. Do you have any questions about what you're doing so far? You feeling pretty good about it, Candy?
I think I feel pretty good about it, yes.
Okay, all right. Since you got a little bit of time, you got done earlier, maybe on the bottom of the page or on the back, why don't you go ahead and write for me 3 things that you could imagine happening at your version of the Big Rock Candy Mountain. Instead of a lake of stew, would you want a lake of chocolate ice cream? What kind of things do you think would be super cool in your ideal place? Awesome. Great job. You guys have been working great. So now what we're going to do is, now that everyone's finished their worksheet, we're going to take some time, and what we're going to do now is we're going to go back on our computers and we're going to go into Google Slides. This is something that you guys have used before, and we're going to create a 5-slide presentation showing what we've learned about the Big Rock Candy Mountain. Now what I want you to do is, on each slide, I want you to have a different fact that you can pull from the worksheet, from what you researched, whether it be about the singer, what year, what was going on at the time, some of the things that you described or read about or heard in the song, your own personal version of what the Big Rock Candy Mountain would be like. You have 5 slides to go ahead and put all that down for yourself. Now I'm going to hand you a rubric. There's a few things that I'd like you to follow to make sure that everything is going the way that it needs to be. So I've broken it down for you guys can understand. It's going to be well organized, complete, the mechanics of it, and visual support. So for organization, we're talking about being well organized, well written, easy to read, and understand. That's where you can earn the most 2 points. If the flow isn't that great in your writing on the slides, you'll earn 1. If it's not very organized or it's not really hard to follow, you'll get no points. Now completeness, you should have 5 slides. Each slide is going to need to have 3 sentences in each slide. So try and stay on topic. If you want to make one slide about the singer of the song, put some facts about it, at least 3 sentences. That will get you 2 points. 1 point if you only have less than 5 slides and only 2 sentences in each slide. And you will earn no points if you don't meet the minimum requirements. Next would be mechanics, no grammatical, spelling, or punctuation errors. 1 point for only 1 to 5 errors. No points if you're just having plenty of errors. Now remember, you have access to the internet, so you can use the internet to get proper spelling for things that you want to put in your slide presentation. You also have the lyrics, so there really should be no reason why we can't go ahead and spell things correctly and punctuate the way we need to. Now what I'm going to ask you to do as well, for each slide, I'd like you to put at least 1 picture per slide. Alright, so each Google slide presentation should have 1 picture per slide. And also, I'd like you to include a link to a recording of the song. It doesn't have to be the same one that I played for you guys. Go ahead, look on the internet and see if you can't find a link for another version. For 1 point, not all slides have 1 picture, or you don't include a link. And for 0 points, no pictures or link to the song or any slide in the Google Slides presentation. So you guys are going to have some time to go ahead and work on this. I'd like you to take your time. I'll be walking around. If you need any help, I'll be here. Just raise your hand. Please remember, be mindful of those working around you. If you find yourself getting done early and everything is the way it needs to be, I have some paper, I have some crayons, colored pencils. I'd like you to draw a picture of the Big Rock Candy Mountain, how you visualize it. But that's only if you find yourself getting done and that you have some extra time before we come together as a group. Awesome. Good job, guys. You guys have worked so hard, so diligently. I can't wait to look at your slide presentations. You guys should have submitted them, turned them all into me. Good deal. So, what we're going to do now